Hello, guys. So welcome once again to a special call. Today we have one most wanted person, let's say, in the ecom industry, a guy who have a great service, EcomBalance, for bookkeeping for ecom gurus and also overall for all sellers and Amazon ecom in general. Today, Nathan will tell us more about the services, what they have, and why it's so important for us to, let's say, to focus on our numbers, to work for us, not against us. So, Nathan, welcome to this call.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We are supposed to have this call in June, and then happened what happened to me. I had this issue, and then after we rescheduled for this date, but people were waiting to see you and to speak, to have ability to ask you a personal question for this. But this is the major problem for many sellers. It's you can talk about many things. When I saw your post in Facebook, we engaged there, and you always have some great way to engage with people, and always some kind of posts that attract my mind. And I said I was also planning to have in the call. I was planning. I was having my schedule with the guys who I want to have in the calls. And just like a week before I contact you, you send me a message, Rad, let's do something like that. And then you see how it's like it's someone sent you to my group.
Yeah, it's cool. Whenever we start a company, we try to be open about it and just kind of share what we're doing, what's working, what doesn't work, who we're hiring, what moves we're making on the marketing side. And we like to share the journey from the time we start a company all the way through. And I feel like it's one of the best ways to market your business and engage, and also just get feedback and get people that give you helpful advice. So that's something we've done with Free Up and Outsource School and EcomBalance and now Accounts Balance. And yeah, it's just been a lot of fun.
That's great. Can you please tell us something like in a few minutes more about yourself? I know that you can talk about many things in because you're a serial entrepreneur. So start with who you are, how you start everything, and I know that you was a co-founder of Free Up, and yeah, tell us more about all of this, like entrepreneurial journey. How did you start everything and everything?
Yeah. So, I mean, growing up, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. My parents made me get real jobs from the time I was 15 and on. So I kind of got a glimpse of what the real world looked like, and I didn't really want any part of it. So when I got to college, I started hustling and buying people's textbooks and competing with my school bookstore. And from there, I created a little referral program. And before I knew it, I had lines out the door of people trying to sell me their books, to the point where I got a cease and desist letter from my college telling me to knock it off and stop competing with them. So that was my first glimpse into being an entrepreneur. And from there, I pivoted. I had this Amazon account. No one really knew what Amazon was. This was 2008, 2009. And I started trying to drop ship other products. I didn't even know it was called drop shipping. The concept was I didn't have any place to put inventory or buy inventory. So I'd build relationships with people who made products. I would sell their product on Amazon. They would keep my credit card on file and charge me and ship it where I told them to. And I would make the margin and the difference. And this business exploded. It was great timing, just because Amazon was kind of bursting onto the scenes. And as this business grew, I had to start hiring people. And most of the college kids I hired were super unreliable, outside of one. My business partner now, Connor Gilvin, was one of my first hires in college. And we had to figure out how to hire. Hiring adults was scary at the time. We were 20, 21. And hiring college kids, like I said, were unreliable. So that's how we got into the virtual assistant and the freelancer space, and using Upwork and Fiverr. And we built this really great Amazon team, but Amazon started to get harder. I mean, we sold 25 million over from 2008 to 2015. We probably peaked at around $5 to $7 million a year. But those last few years were really tough, because the Amazon was changing their algorithm. More people were starting to sell, more coaches and consultants and courses were getting out there. And so we started to network with other e-commerce sellers. Like, e-commerce Facebook groups were just kind of getting out there. And so we had finally a way to connect with e-commerce sellers, and we started to offer them our virtual assistants, our freelancers that already were vetted, already were trained, and that became FreeUp. And it quickly surpassed the sales of our Amazon business to the point where we stopped selling on Amazon. And it was fun. It was our first opportunity to build our own website, build our own brand, build B2B partnerships, and network with other people in the space, and do something that we were really passionate about rather than drop shipping baby products on Amazon. And so we grew this business for 4 years. We got it to doing about $12 million a year, and it was acquired in November of 2019. Actually, one of our clients purchased it, the Mark Hargrove and David Martin, which is a whole nother story if you want to dig into it. But we sold it months before the pandemic, so we ended up in
that's a good time.
Good time, right? But it was also a weird spot to be in, because the original plan was sell this business, travel for a year, take a year off. And then we were just stuck inside with no business to do and nothing to run. And so we started brainstorming different business ideas, and people started asking us how we hired people. So we built a company called Outsource School, where we teach people our hiring process, the interview questions we ask, how we onboard people, how we run meetings, how we keep people around and reduce turnover. And we ran that, or we continue to run that to this day. But that's pretty passive. It doesn't take 60 hours a week. So we spent a good year after that just brainstorming other business ideas, with a lot of bad business ideas thrown in there. And we started to consult with different e-commerce sellers. And we learned pretty quickly that we hated being consultants, but the common theme was
it's hard to be consultant. Every person have a different goal in life and different expectation. And you need to merge with all of them, and to be always to give of course to give a value, and to be 100% full with energy to give positivity to people. Not only information that you need to be informed, but it's tough.
Yeah, no, it is. But the common theme of this consulting was, before we could help people make decisions, we had to revamp all their numbers and create a good monthly bookkeeping process. And this is something that we did really well at FreeUp. The month would end, we'd get an income statement, balance sheet, cash flow by the 15th of the next month, and make good decisions. And obviously it helped us pass due diligence and sell the business too. So that's when we came up with the idea of our own monthly bookkeeping service for e-commerce sellers called EcomBalance. And we've been running that since the beginning of the year. We hired a team, we've been building processes, and we recently just launched Accounts Balance, which is a monthly bookkeeping service for non-e-commerce sellers. So that's kind of the short, long version of how I went from books to baby products to FreeUp to Outsource School to EcomBalance.
That's great. So that was also your first time to do let's say to do any kind of bookkeeping. It's like starting from your personal experience, right? What you need, what your business needs. Did you start to do it by yourself first time, or did you hire someone to do for you the bookkeeping?
Yeah. So like I said, one of the best decisions we ever made for FreeUp was hiring a bookkeeper from day one, and just getting that good monthly process. So, I mean, I'm not a bookkeeper. My business partner's not a bookkeeper.
Me neither.
We're good at hiring bookkeepers, and we have a great bookkeeping team. But we've always set up good monthly bookkeeping processes inside our companies.
Yeah, because cleaning mistakes cost more money than actually doing the right bookkeeping. It takes also time, takes energy, it's really important to hire someone who is in that kind of business, because you can hire many for example, in e-commerce, in Amazon, if you're not good with Photoshop, you can hire someone to do Photoshop. If you're not good with any kind of these extra services, you can hire someone on many other websites like Upwork and something. But many people avoid to do a bookkeeping correctly. I don't know why people have this kind of resistance to bookkeeping. So they are they're making decisions based on the revenue they're making, So that's why it's important. I mean, what you think about it? Why people have this kind of resistance to bookkeeping from hiring from day one?
Yeah, I don't know, but
is it the money issue or is it the trust? Why people they are afraid like someone check their books or find something what they are supposed to pay but they didn't pay, or what exactly is the problem?
Yeah, I mean, I think you touched it. I think maybe it's a money issue, but I think it's more of a trust issue. People don't want to give people access to the numbers of their company. But I mean, like you also said, cleanup costs more than anything. So with my Amazon business, I did the books and then I just had to pay someone a lot of money to fix it after the fact because I did it all wrong. And that's why entrepreneurs should never do their own bookkeeping. It's just not a good use of your time. You should be spent growing your business, making strategic decisions, hiring, all of that. And two, most entrepreneurs just aren't good at it. And any work they do in the bookkeeping is just going to have to get redone down the line by someone who really knows what they're doing. It's
in business, or you hire professional, or you find a partner in business who have already built team who can do this for you. So it's one or two.
Right, exactly. And I mean, even if you are, let's say, an accountant or a CPA, and you're running your own business, you still shouldn't be doing your own bookkeeping. It's not a good use of your time.
You really cannot focus on everything. If you want to scale your business, you need to be great in many things like processing, like hiring, but you can focus on everything. You should know something about each part of the business, like logistic, like importing, marketing, ranking on Amazon, everything. But if you need to focus on bookkeeping as well, you need to decide which kind of person you want to be in your business. Do you want to be a bookkeeper or you want to be an entrepreneur?
100%. And I mean, as an entrepreneur, I like to focus on what entrepreneurs should be doing with their finances. You don't need to take a course on how to do QuickBooks or know how to even reconcile a bank in QuickBooks. You do need to know how to read financial statements, income statement, balance sheet, cash flow. And you do need to be able to make good decisions based on what the numbers are telling you. Comparing this month to last month, comparing this month to the same month last year. Looking at your margins, making sure they're going up over time, tracking your expenses. Can you hire more people? Can you cancel a subscription? This is what you should be focused on as an entrepreneur. And that's why with EcomBalance and Accounts Balance, I think we bring a unique perspective because we're entrepreneurs first, not bookkeepers first. We're good at hiring bookkeepers, but we try to teach people what you should be doing from the entrepreneur standpoint. A lot of bookkeepers try to teach entrepreneurs the bookkeeping side of it, which they don't need to know. They need to approach it from an entrepreneur side.
Yes, many people, when they start Amazon business, they are thinking like, I will start my bookkeeping or hiring the bookkeeping service when I reach certain amount of money a month. So let's say $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month. But the truth is that it should be, if you are investing money, any amount of money, it is many people investing from $5,000, $10,000, $1,000 a month in Amazon business. So your advice would be to start from the day one, not to wait any certain amount of money.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be making decisions early on. And if you don't have reports coming to you each month, you're just guessing. You're just making decisions based on gut or by money coming to your bank account or whatever. Being an entrepreneur is all about making educated guesses, right? Yeah. You don't really know if decisions are good, but if you're making educated guesses based on real numbers, that's the way to go about it. Not just educated guesses based on your gut or just a few numbers you're seeing without the whole picture.
So because if they see that the revenue is going in the good direction, they say, I have enough money to cover all of this. I don't need the bookkeeping or something, But I was always wondering why Amazon never connect with this kind of tools that you can sign for subscription on, like a QuickBooks and etc. Why they never implement this in their reports, that you can make it a life easier for all sellers.
Right. No, 100% agree.
Yeah, I hope that they will, in the future, they will make something that is make life easier, and not only for you, for us as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all like, I think I like to focus on unsexy parts of businesses, right? Like hiring, finances, not the thing that everyone likes, but they're so important. Like if you can't hire well, you're not going to grow your business. If you can't make good financial decisions based on numbers with a good bookkeeping process, it's really hard to scale your business. So,
next to hiring people, you need to be great at firing people. If you want to scale a business, you need to be good to see which person, not only based on the numbers, but also personality, what kind of personality your employees have. So can you scale your business working with them?
Yeah, and reducing turnover is key. I mean, one of the things that helped us with FreeUp is the same people we hired in the first month stayed with us for 4 years plus, and they're still with FreeUp. With EcomBalance, we have a great team. We want to keep them around for years to come. Think about how much training and effort you put into every single hire. Turnover crushes companies. It can set you back 6 months. So
yeah,
you want to make sure that you're not only hiring A players that have the right attitude, the right communication, the right skill, but also that you're keeping them around and that they love your company.
Yeah. What exactly clients are getting when they're taking the services from EcomBalance?
Yeah, so our core service is monthly bookkeeping. We charge you on the 1st. By the 15th, you get income statement, balance sheet, cash flow every single month. We can help with any catch-up or cleanup work, depending on where you're at. We usually offer a fixed price for that. And we have a few add-on services like payroll and sales tax, but our core service is that monthly bookkeeping right now.
So you're not doing any tax-related things. So do you do any recommendation for a tax person?
We can give you small recommendations, but we don't do any tax. We would work directly with your CPA, your tax person. So, and that's how I've always run businesses. So if you think of accounting as a whole, yep, accounting is usually 3 parts. You've got your CPA and your tax person. They're expensive. You want them to focus on what they're good at, which is tax strategy and filing your taxes. Then you got your bookkeepers, which are usually cheaper, but their goal is good monthly processes that give you an information in a way that you can make decisions on, and they should be communicating directly with your CPA. And then the third wheel that usually comes into play once you get over $5 million is a CFO or a fractional CFO or an outsource or a full-time CFO. And they're more on projections and long-term financial planning and long-term financial goals. So that's kind of the trifecta, but at the very least, you need a tax person and you need a bookkeeper, and they should be 2 different people so that they can collaborate, so you're not overpaying. And a lot of times when people try to get their accountant or their tax person to do their bookkeeping, they don't have good monthly bookkeeping processes. They have their own deadlines. They have their own busy seasons. Yeah. They're also putting things in a way to file taxes and do that properly, but not in the way for you to make clear decisions every single month.
Yeah. But what happens, I do believe that you have as many clients who have really bad books when they come to use your services. So it's what you recommend for people when starting? Do they need to have any kind of software that makes the life easier, or to make your job after easier when they use your service?
Yeah, so I mean, we can help you set everything up. As an entrepreneur, there's 2 accounting softwares that you should use, either QuickBooks Online or Xero. Don't use QuickBooks Desktop. It's 2022. You need the online version unless you have a bookkeeper come into your office or something. And there's other free tools like Wave. Those are free for a reason. They'll only get you so far. Eventually, you're going to have to go to QuickBooks or Xero. Just use those from the start. And if you're an e-commerce seller, you need some kind of connecting tool to go from the marketplaces to QuickBooks or from the marketplaces to Xero. And we recommend A2X. We did a lot of testing with the different tools when we started EcomBalance, and A2X is by far the most accurate with the least amount of bugs. So that's the tech setup with either QuickBooks Online or Xero and A2X. And the other thing to keep in mind is for banks and for credit cards and other platforms, use banks and credit cards that allow view-only access, because that's going to make it easier for your bookkeeper and easier for you. If you use a bank that doesn't allow view-only access, you're going to have to download statements and send them to clients every single month. And that's just an extra thing that you have to do. You also should not use a personal account for business. Obviously, you shouldn't intermingle business and personal. That's a liability. But even if you're just using a personal checking account for business, that's not good either, because personal checking accounts don't allow view-only access. You want to use a bank with view-only access, and you want as few bank accounts, as few credit cards as possible. You don't need 10 bank accounts to run your company.
Is that like Mercury is having this option for a view?
Yeah, Mercury is great.
Yeah. See, many people are struggling with opening business cards. To have more cards for a business. Yeah, but that's why they are using most of the time personal card. So, what is your advice with this? Is it? I know that the state doesn't treat you as a business if you have grocery as expenses in your business.
Yeah, I mean, don't do that. It opens up a lot of liability. I forget the word off the top of my head, but it breaks the corporate seal. That's what the IRS calls in the US. So you want to separate personal and business. If you're trying to use EcomBalance, or you're trying to use Accounts Balance, and you did it in the past, we can help you sort it out. Although it takes us time and we charge for it, but we'll only work with you if you stop doing that going forward.
So it's like you're doing also kind of consultations, what to not do, what to stop to doing to not make further problems. So it's like,
right.
If people have a QuickBooks subscription, do they need to pay the new one using your services, or they're just how it's going with this?
They pay that separately. A2X is included in our price, but QuickBooks Online, that is paid for separately. And there's a reason for that. You should own your own QuickBooks account. You should own your own Xero account. I can't tell you how many horror stories there are of people who hired a bookkeeper. The bookkeeper owns a QuickBooks account, and then the bookkeeper disappears and you don't have access to your own book. So you want to own your own QuickBooks account.
I saw a few of these horror stories on, I believe it was Helium 10 Group, when people was writing about this experience, when the agencies are holding the subscription of the QuickBooks for them.
Right, exactly. You want to pay for your own QuickBooks, you want to pay for your own Xero, and then you want to have A2X. It doesn't really matter. One way or another, it gets paid for.
So tell us something more about outsourcing school, what you have. It's also great options, something extra that our students can have benefits from.
Yeah, so Outsource School it's $1,000 a year, and you get access to all of our systems, all of our hiring processes, all of our SOPs, everything that we use in all of our businesses to hire great people and train them and keep them around. That's where you get access to. And it's really easy to just plug into your business. We give you the interview questions. We give you the onboarding questions. And it's all about speed. It's how do you hire great people quickly so you don't spend hours and hours interviewing people and not make good hires. So Outsource School is everything we've learned from 10 years of hiring.
What is the key piece of hiring people when you are hiring someone to work for you? Is it that the communication skills or attitude, or what exactly that you are searching for in the person?
Yeah, I mean, we look for a trifecta of communication, attitude, and skill. That's what we look for in anyone. And you can't just have 1 out of 3. You can't just have 2 out of 3. That you need all 3. And from there, it's setting proper expectations so both sides know what they're getting into. And then it's all about retention. How do you become their favorite client so they never want to leave you and they don't want to leave your team?
That's great. When I see all the services that you are offering for e-commerce sellers, you basically cover the most important part that people are missing. That's why it's great to have someone that you can trust, and you see that he's, let's say, built something from personal experience and have such a great services to help people in because for example, in our country, it's really difficult to find a person who understands e-commerce in a bookkeeping service. But there is many guys who are doing traditional bookkeeping, but e-commerce, especially Amazon ABA, it's quite not something what they understand.
Right. I mean, that we were e-commerce sellers. We have a lot of e-commerce experience. The bookkeepers we hire, our controller, they have a lot of e-commerce experience. E-commerce is some of the hardest type of bookkeeping, and you don't want to just use a bookkeeper that doesn't understand e-commerce if you're a seller.
With this our community for Balkan, when I make it was first time I was speaking in 2016 about e-commerce, Amazon ABA, and 2018 we started with the YouTube. I didn't focus too much on marketing on that, but the thing is that now I'm getting a lot of companies, but they are always asking about e-commerce, about Amazon FBA, the lawyers that want to jump in this business and to give the advices and everything. So it's starting to grow here in Balkan, and especially when I say Balkan, all these countries like Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Macedonia. So it's really, I'm really happy that I can connect with the people like you and all the other guys with other great services that can, let's say, teach our market how to do the things correctly before they even offer as a service.
Right, exactly.
That this will be great if you can make a training for them how to be the great bookkeeping company in Balkan for e-commerce sellers.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. What is your number one advice for new Amazon FBA sellers?
My number one advice for new FBA sellers, focus on the process. I mean, business is all about processes. That's kind of how I start. Like, what's your process for sourcing products? What's your process for PPC? What's your process for listing? What's your process for auditing your listings? Like, create a list of all the different processes you have to build and chip away at them little by little.
Yeah, it's like if you want to scale a business, you need to learn how to scale. It's you can be alone in business, like to the certain amount of let's say of money. But I know that many of sellers that I know who have, for example, one product with numbers of variations till $1 million, they're like solo. But after because approach to Amazon FBA business is different from selling $100,000 or selling 1 million or 3 million or 5 million. It's the decision that you need to make in advance, which kind of Amazon sellers you want to become. And based on that, you need to prepare the strategy of scaling the business.
Right, exactly. And I mean, I always like to think long-term, what's the long-term plan and how are you building a brand, not just an Amazon business?
Not also that when you are selling your company, the aggregators and all of these people, they want to see your business plan. It's not that just I'm selling the company, but I'm not giving you nothing with that. So you need to have the plan. You can have a plan written, what exactly you want to achieve and how you're going to achieve it, and the things that you have done in that direction to achieve those goals. So it's all of these things at the end, especially the bookkeeping, is giving you more value to your company.
Right, exactly, 100%. And I mean, figure out what you can take off your plate. Who can you hire to do things that you're not good at? Most time as an entrepreneur, it's not worth it to spend months just learning how to do something new. Most of the time, it's way better to just hire someone that knows what they're doing. Yeah,
but let's say the most important part for Amazon FBA is to have a great sourcing, for example, the number one thing. After that, to have the all clean, let's say, the import duties. That's the most important part when you evaluate your company, and to have the great bookkeeping. So all of this is really the foundation of the successful business, or the Amazon exit that everyone is expecting to do.
Right. No. Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah. What is the book that you can recommend to our guys to read? What is your favorite book in this world of Amazon or entrepreneurship? Anyway,
I know I'm trying to think of the name of it. So I have it here somewhere. Give me 1 second. Where is it? Oh man, I'm not gonna have it there. Oh, there it is. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Ride the Amazon.
A friend of mine, Tomar, wrote a book called Ride the Amazon Wave. I strongly recommend checking it out. It definitely, I mean, it helps Amazon sellers in 2022. And I've known this guy for years. He was building his Amazon brands while I was building Free Up. So quick book to pick up, easy read, and I strongly recommend checking it out.
I'm also writing now it's like a manual for Amazon beginners. And I want to include all of this valuable information inside the book so they can the readers can focus where to go. Exactly. If I'm speaking about the bookkeeping, they know the Nathan. They know I want to introduce all the people who are really great that I also I find out for them that they can help our business or business of my friends and partners. So it's really important to get not only the right training, but also to be connected with people, to be part of the conferences, to be there, and to connect with other sellers. What is the next? Do you have on your schedule? What is the next? Maybe the conference that you are going to do, or
I am taking a break from all conferences. My goal is to grow. Yeah, I honestly, my goal is to grow businesses that don't require me to go to conferences. So I did the conference hustle for 4 years when I went to Free Up. I went to them all the time. To me, if I'm running a business that only works because I'm hustling and going to conferences, that's just not what I'm trying to do in my stage after like exiting a company. So I might bop in at one here and there, but conferences is not a part of my marketing plan going forward.
You're the same. You're the same like me. I totally understand that, and I understand also when people are going to the conference. It's a great information, great thing they can do, but it's like a more self marketing, yeah. But it's more important also to focus on the purpose that you have and to deliver the best services that you are now building with these two companies. Nathan, thank you for the call today, and thank you for your time. I really appreciate you, and especially that you sent me a first message. Yeah, I was really happy when I got your message.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Hopefully I was able to help and add some value, and feel free to connect with me on social media, Nathan Hirsch on any social media platform, and EcomBalance.com, accountsbalance.com, or outsourceschool.com is there to help you guys whenever you're ready.
Thank you very much, Nathan.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. Bye. Ostanite, drugari. Ako imate neka pitanja, možemo da nekih 15 minuta, pa imam na sljedeći poziv. Tušice, Miloše, Itana, dobrodošli.
Ja imam pitanje. Bolje vas našli. Za Helium, ne za Helium Time, nego za ovaj Data Dive, kada imam proizvod, pošto istražujem proizvode, jel? Sada opet, kada imam sub kategoriju, sad, da li kada hoću da izvučem asine u sub kategorijama, da li, znači onda moram da pravim za svaku sub kategoriju posebno kao listu ko mi je u toj kategoriji sa najboljim keywordom, ili da ih stavim sve u jednu listu bez obzira da li su mi u sub kategorijama?
Pa znaš kako, obično su mnogi listinzi odvojeni, recimo sub kategorije toga, ako misliš varijacije, je li tako? Misliš na varijacije ili na...
Ne na varijaciju, baš na sub kategoriju, znači ono kad kaže četvrti...
Prodaje recimo torbe, pa prodaje recimo neke druge punjače ili nema pojma šta vezano za tu kategoriju, pa onda da ih odvojiš.
Ne, nego su recimo samo prodaje torbe i onda sad torba, znači po keywordu, znači kao torba za...
Za djecu, torba za odrasle, da?
Da, torba za ovog.
Pa da, uvijek ideš da budeš što specifičnija. Znači što direktnije, ako je torba za klince, onda su keywords drugačiji nego torba za odrasle ljudi. Znači uvijek odvojiš.
To je lekcija čišćenje keyword liste.
Da, ali čekaj da bude samo, nije baš, još je uže, zato što je recimo torba za sport. Imam sad torbu za sport i sad meni nije bitno za koji će sport da bude, nego može da bude torba za odbojku, torba za jogu, torba za balet.
Ako to torba može se koristiti u generalnim svim grupama sporta, onda bi išlo na generalnu, znači ne bi moralo da odvojaš.
Ne moram onda da idem u sub kategorije da tražim koje...
Ne moraš, ali bi bilo dobro ako bi mogla da nađeš istu torbu koja se prodaje u određene kategorije da vidiš koliki je revenue baš sa tu. Jer možda je trafik na toj kategoriji daleko veći, to je revenue je daleko veći. Znaš, jer bi onda mogla na osnovu toga da se opredeliš koju kategoriju ćeš ipak da targetiraš i ćeš da uđeš više keyworda ako se fokusiraš na jednu.
To.
Može biti recimo primjera radi $1.000.000 se prodaje generalno za torbe za sport, ali možda od toga bude 400.000 ili pola miliona vezano za odbojku. i da vidiš koji je trend rasta na toj kategoriji.
I onda, dobro, sad opet, kada sad recimo imam torba za odbojku i taj generalni, da li onda sad sve te, kada hoću da ih stavimo data dive, sve te selere koji su recimo u torbi za odbojku i koji su, uglavnom ima ih i ovde, jer u torbi za odbojku je recimo generalna ova torba. Znači da li da ih onda sklapam u jednu, znači da napravim 15 asina i onda kao da ih onda izvučem ili...
Kapiram što želiš. Kada hoćeš da pogledaš da li postoje opportunity na određene kategorije, uopšte za ta vrstu proizvoda, onda ideš možeš ići na specifično za tu kategoriju, recimo za odbojku, i da vidiš da li postoji opportunity za tu odbojku. A kada hoćeš da izvučeš keywords i da vidiš koliko keywordsa imaš za lansiranje, onda ideš na generalno.
Na generalno, dobro.
Jer ćeš dobiješ daleko više data. A opportunity gledaš baš na specifično tu ponudu koju imaš ili tu kategoriju koju targetiraš. Tu provjeravaš specifičnost.
Ok. Razumem sad.
Odlično. Koje imaš pitanje? Vitana, Miloše?
Imam ja jedno isto vezano baš za data dive tool. A znam da to si okačio i u onoj grupi, znači na tabu master keyword list na data dive toolu. Imamo 4 one kolone, number of search volume ranked on P1, pa competitor rank on P1 i onda imaš, mislim da je number of keywords i search volume relevancy i keyword relevancy. I sad samo jasno mi je šta je number of search volume relevancy i competitor ranks. Sad, number of keyword rank on P1, se to misli kao na prvi asin taj koji je tu?
Pa da, za te sellere. To ti ono što smo radili na manualno, kad smo radili sami, kad smo pravili ono u prvih recimo 35 mjesta, da li zauzimaju koliko relevantnih keyworda se nalazi u prvih 35 mjesta recimo na page 1 za taj dati keyword, pa ti ono list izbaci za sve sellere i za sve keyworde na koji su rangirani u prvih recimo 35 mjesta na prvoj stranici.
Znači sve je vezano samo kao za taj asin.
Da, tako je,
za taj asin. 4 kolone me zbunilo samo malo, ali
nije strašno. Možeš uvijek kad ti nije jasno samo napravi screenshot i ubaci u grupu, pa ako ti je lakše da ti neko pojasni svakako, to nije problem. Ali to sve se svodi na to, taj generalno samo automatizovan sistem od ovih kriterijuma koje imamo, tako da to je samo ono označavate broj keyworda na prvoj stranici za svaki keyword je real estate za sebe. Znači cilj je generalno da se rangiraš na što više tih relevantnih keyworda, ali da pogledaš da krođeš, da ideš sa broad phrase, recimo da istražuješ, da dodaš sve nove keyworde, a da se na egzaktnim keywordima da si indeksiran, da si rangiran i onda posle ćeš dobiti ranking benefit od svih tih keyworda koji su relevantni za taj main keyword. Znači kroz istraživačke kampanje. I polako se da.
Jasno. To je toliko od mene. Hvala.
Itana, je li imaš ti neko pitanje?
Pa ne, mi sad...
Ili je Nikola ostavio neko pitanje?
Nikola se povredio vežbajući, ne bi li bio fit, pa je zapalio vrat, tako da je nekoj terapiji sad će da dođe, nije mogao da stigne.
Dobro.
Ali da, mislim, sad sam ja ušla malo da istražujem proizvode i meni se ova taktika to malo skuplje, manje konkurencije dosta sviđa, pa sad gledam šta tu ima interesantno.
Bitna je diferencija i bitno je mogućnost da imate ideju za drugačiji proizvod, da imate za unapređenje kvalitete, jer zaista nije cilj samo plasirati drugačiju boju ili raditi, ali opet je i riskantno i recimo raditi neki mold, a da nemaš dovoljno socijalnog dokaza da je taj mold uopšte nešto što tržište treba. To je jako bitno pogledati te keyworde, te recenzije šta kupci žele i da se vidi, naravno, postoje tu i razne grupe, slične recimo u tom proizvodu i toj kategoriji i onda možete ući recimo u Facebook grupe, znači primjer radi lupan i vidite šta oni recimo u camping kategoriji radi, o čemu pričaju, šta je njima potrebno i šta, znači uvijek treba ajde kažemo korak više, ne mora da znači da bude ključno za uspjeh na Amazonu, ali eto, može se samo stvoriti neka ideja da nešto bude bolje. A pored toga možete sami pitati suppliera šta je to što seleri od njih traže, što unapređuju, ili šta je to što oni planiraju u narednom periodu da dodaju na tim proizvodima ili da naprave nešto novo. Kako biste vi znali da li možda, ako ne sad, možda u januaru da naručite robu od njih. I da li imaju katalog spreman za 2023. godinu. Jer ukoliko imaju spreman, a koliko vi naplanirate sad, da ne bi bilo, ali mi ne bi trebalo da plaćate mod dodatno za nešto što bi oni već trebali sami da implementiraju.
Da.
Znači to je neke, da kažem, ajde, mali hak za to.
Generalna preporuka pregovarati direktno sa proizvođačem ili koristiti agenta? Mislim, znam da je to individualna odluka, ali ajde za prvi put da kažem.
Pa, sve to zavisi, to zaista zavisi od čovjeka do čovjeka. Možete dosta naći dobrih ponuda, dobrih supplajera i bez agenata. Znači, bez agenata.
Ja više zbog cene i pregovaranja oko cene.
Da, ali to je, ako ste dobri u pregovaranju, onda što da ne. I treba ih zvati svakako i na Skype-u da razgovarate s njima, na Zoom call. I onda se njihov menadžer prodaje, vidi daleko više vas odbijeno da radite sa njim. Znači, malo razgovarate s njima normalno, prijateljski, onako se, da ljudi vide da zaista se trudite, a ne samo da bude to samo obična poruka. Znači, uvijek ponudite, što da ne. A opet, agent ima i dobre strane, ima i loše strane. Znači, ja ću vidjet ću sa klijentom kada on ima raspored da dođe, ali primjera radi, mnogi znaju agenti da imaju, da uzimaju isto na cijeni od fabrike. To je logično. Kao što radi trading kompanije. I oni mnogi agenti znaju kasnije i da kopiraju proizvod i da ga plasiraju kao svoj. To je kad čovjeku, ljudska rasa je takva da uvijek traži neki benefit od svega i korist. Znači, to je teško da ako nešto ide kako treba da ima, naravno, ja vjerujem da je veliki broj ljudi osjetilo to u biznisu, znači to, ali treba biti realan i treba naravno vidjeti koliko to šteti. Ja mislim da je vaš klijent pričao u jednom videu isto generalno za loš odnos sa fabrikom koji je imao, da je nešto bilo, da nije izgradio odnos dobar sa fabrikom. I da je to kasnije koštalo. Pre neki dan mi je slao jedan moj drugar iz Grčke, baš o njemu sam pričao na jednom od onih klipova za Instagram. Dečko je prodaje sad oko 60.000 mjesečno, a prodavao je malo više od toga, možda 70-80 i onda je pao na 10.000 mjesečno. Ali on radi dropshipping na Amazonu. Izvinite, wholesale, veleprodaju. Kontaktira kompanije, brendove kupuje, proizvode u fabrike i sve to. I onda mu se desilo da je taj brend koji je bio najpopularniji, koji je on prodavao, od te fabrike je kupovao, je jednostavno prekinuo saradnju sa tim supplierom. I on je jednostavno pao sa tih 70-80 hiljada na 10 hiljada mjesečno. I on me baš kontaktira pre neki dan i kaže, Rade, hoću da pričam na podcast, da pričamo nama na Spotify, i rekao, hoću, sad će ide ove epizode što smo snimili kako bismo ubacili, a onda će ide, rekao, na ove epizode. Kaže, ali neću dok ne dobijem, da zakucam ponovo 70-80 hiljada. Rekao, jel ti znaš koliko ljudi uopšte razmišlja da proda 10 hiljada mjesečno? A ti se razmišljaš da ćeš da prodaš 60-70-80 hiljada. Rekao, ti baš imaš priču koja bi mogla da inspiriše mnogo, jer ja više volim da držim neke stvari realistične zbog ljudi, pogotovo sa naših prostora, jer ti kad pričaš o ljudima koji prave 1.000.000, 5, 10, to su super priče, ali treba ipak držati neke realnije priče koje su, kažem, da je njihova realnost, ali bliže našim ljudima kako bi mogli zaista da se odupru onom izazovima koji imaju u sebe, ti stvarima negativno koji ih vuku da ne pokrenu biznis. Da vide da su neki brojevi bliže njihovim mogućnostima i budžetu koji mogu da naprave, sa kojim mogu da pokrenu. I onda zato sam kaže, rekao njemu, ne mora da čekaš, ali ipak bi valjalo bi da čuvaju ljudi šta imaš da kažeš, jer opet i kako se zove, i kako se zove iz ARPI kad je bilo, ona je bila isto u tom rangu, ali to su opet cifre za ljude koji imaju sigurno jedno 30-40 hiljada eura da ulože za biznis. Znači, ne radi se samo o strategiji koju imate, ali ako vi zaista, ako budžet ne može da opravda očekivanja kategorije, možeš da imaš, ne znam da je najbolja strategija. Ovo strategije nisu najgore, nisu ni najbolje, ali to je realnost Amazon algoritma, što algoritam očekuje od nas. Znači, to je detaljno čitanje algoritma. Znači, ako se nešto desi promene, mi ćemo znati sve to, ali sve ostalo zavisi od cash flow. To je zaista zavisi od cash flow. Znači, nemoguće da neko kaže ja ću da krenem u Amazon biznis, naučit ću sad ovaj kurs, imam 1000 eura, ja ću da napravim 1.000.000 eura za godinu dana. Za te cifre skaliranje biznisa ja vjerujem da ne može više ispod 5 godina. To je realnost. Ali ako imaš budžet od 50 do 100.000 dolara, da kreneš s tim, imaš ovakve strategije, imaš, znači, realnosti ti možeš do 1.000.000 eura, sigurno 1.000.000 dolara da kreneš revenue, promet robe za godinu dana. Sad, koliko ćeš profit od toga da napraviš, zavisi od mnogo faktora. Znači, kurs ti ne pravi profit u smislu ti ćeš da naučiš dosta stvari, ali bookkeeping, kao što kaže Nathan, tvoje razumijevanje financija od troškova, inkoma, prihoda od rashoda, stvari koje, recimo osnovne stvari, moraš imati, znati na Excel papiru da razvučeš sva svoje primanje i sva svoje rashode. Znači, kad si mali seller i da znaš sa time da se igraš, na što ti idu, da li ti idu na grocery, da li ti idu na neke putovanje, da li ono koliko imaš prihode, koliko ima članova u grupi u kući koji imaju te prihode i sa kojim prihodima svim njima radiš na plasmanu proizvoda i uopšte startovanje biznisa. Znači moraš da znaš te osnovne financije od bookkeepinga su malo drugačije. Financije su osnovne stvari, a bookkeeping je već kompleksnije kada čovjek zaista uloži 50.000 i više, pa kaže, ja znam da je retail vrednost moje robe prelazi, nemam pojma sad, 20.000 dolara. Ja ću ipak da se potrudim da angažujem bookkeeping kompaniju od dana 1. Pa kad lansirate proizvod, neka bude to, recimo, nedelju dana prije toga angažujete Nathana i družinu, ali imate uredne već papire od starta. Ja mislim da čak i Nathan u nekim pozivima se vidio da ima čak i neke promocije da nude 2 mjeseca besplatno bookkeeping.
Ja sam sad bila baš na sajtu da vidim, pa im je taj osnovni paket kao six figure, 249, start set 249 per month, tako da, a 349 je sledeća kategorija, 7 figures.
Ja se mislim da oni imaju nešto manje, oko 150 eura, da je to bilo ranije ili to promašno, ali to je realnost, pazite, od 250 dolara su realnost bookkeeping servisa, to je realnost. Ali mislim da to ne bi trebalo da bude problem ako imate, naravno, kapital unaprijed, spreman kapital i da imate opet da odvojite bar za tih par mjeseci lansiranja, da se odvoji bar recimo neka bude 1000 eura za bookkeeping odvojenih, da imate spremni za par mjeseci od lansiranja da to ide kako treba. I onda kad profit počne da se vraća, naravno ako se stvari ide kako treba i tržište pokaže kako treba prema vašem proizvodu, onda opet to može da se pokrije naravno na tim troškovima. Tako da to je sigurno dobra stvar. Ili ono što sam govorio, nađete partnera koji ima već uredno bookkeeping kompaniju koja radi za njih ili bookkeepera koja radi za njih. To je opet neka olakšavajuća okolnost. Imamo još neko pitanje? To je to za danas. Nadam se da ste naučili nešto iz ovoga poziva sa Nathanom. Kad imate neka pitanja vezano za mene, uvijek naravno imate i grupu, imate sve, pošaljite poruku, ako nešto lično, privatno, uvijek imate i na Facebooku da mi šaljete poruku ili na Instagramu. Generalno, gdje god da pošaljete, mene će drugari poslati, ali najlakše je u grupi, tag na ime i ja sam tu da odgovorim dok dan. Tako da vidimo se na sljedećoj radionici.
Hvala puno.
Ćao, Miloš.
Hvala, čao.